So my name is Sanskar. I have been building products for last 5 to 7 years, prox. And I wanted to title this presentation in a way where if you don't remember anything, just you can remember this title and kind of execute on it. It's kind of a summary. We will be going through like my journey, how I did, the lessons I learned, and basically I'll just start. I think the text is not visible, but I'll just read it out. So it all started around 2018. I was working in a company and I wanted to launch my own product. I have a video at that time, so it's a bit, but kind of just sharing, because as Harkesh shared about Levels.io and all, I saw those things on Twitter. I was interested in building something of my own. So I was like, okay, there was a blog by Levels.io. It was 12 startups in 12 months. So basically the theory was very simple, that we don't know what people want. As a developer, you sometimes try to solve your own problems which you yourself will never pay. You'll try to solve problems of people who might not pay. So rather than just getting involved into that, you just launch until something works out. So this was me. I launched a product called Group Ninja, and basically, again, I'll get back to that. But talking about zero, that was the time when I came into the distribution side, where I was like, we need to make money. This was the time where I spent my whole first year making zero revenue while trying to add every other feature which you might have seen. So I was in Delhi. After 12th, I told my father that I'll not be doing college. I want to do the startup thing. My father is a government employee, so you can expect the reaction. And it was not something which he accepted. But I didn't give him a choice as such. I was like, either you suggest or I'll just go there, work whatever job, buy the laptop and then do this. So I did that. I went to Delhi. I tried to learn coding. There was a course of 2 months for learning Java, then 6 months for learning Android. It was 1 hour classes. I ended up learning in 2 months itself. I had mobile applications live because I was learning from online. So the speed at which you can learn because of internet is way faster than any other sources, whether you buy some course or even a mentor. Like, they will be able to guide you at some points, but if you're not someone who can learn from the internet, it's very hard. So that's what I did first 2 months. I built something, and then when I went for the Android course to get started, I realized that all of the things I have already covered. So again, I build my journey of like thought process, which even Harkesh shared of, like, if I have all the features some other product does, I should also be able to get millions of downloads and a lot of revenue. I started doing that. I saw one company, it was called something like something up, like it was like an educational platform where people can learn about all the different education exams which were happening. So I tried to add everything. 1 year, my parents are on my call every other evening. They're asking what's up, like what is happening, because keep in mind, I have told them I'm not doing college. I want to figure this out. And again, I had nothing. So for whole 1 year, I kept on adding features and no revenue. So I had to come back to home. 1 year back, I come back home, and today this is the story of, like, I have shipped total around 25 products. 330,000 K is like the ARR. So I don't want to show a number which is like not proof. So I even have there is a website called Trust MRR. We have kind of listed our product there, so you can kind of see the proof as well of, like, this is not some random, but yeah. So this is the MRR. We have actually done higher. There is something called churn. You lose customers, so we are little less today actually. I have 50,000 followers on Instagram, so I have been documenting all this journey of like building and everything. I started way back, but then I kind of stopped. I think it's audible, right? So I started, then I kind of stopped, but last year, December, I started following a very simple advice, which anyone of you know Gary Vee, right? So that dude kept on saying one thing, which was like, document, don't create. It took me many years to kind of realize that, and when I finally did on December, I started just documenting. So that is how this thing happened. Then on YouTube, actually 5 years back, I used to teach coding. So there I grew around 24,000 subscribers. And then there is this MagicSlides, which is our main product. That is the one which generates the most revenue. And the origin story is actually quite interesting. It was not something where it's so yeah, I will come to that. So we'll start with the first thing, the theory of what the title was that put more buy button on the internet. So every product you put out is like a way for other people to show that they are interested in that thing, and then they can purchase that to show that, you know, this is something which people need and you should work further on it. What I feel a lot of people do is they'll put something out, usually most of the time for free. They'll get few people interested. They'll ask their friends, and friends will be, yeah, it's good. You should definitely work on it. People need it. But the only signal which you should focus on if you want to get an idea, if you should work on an idea, is if people are ready to pay for it. If they are not ready to pay for it, you can have hundreds of thousands of users and it's still the company will die. So what I have been doing, as I showed you the Instagram thing, 12 products in 12 months, launching more products. What happens is when you put more buy buttons, it increases the surface area for the luck to happen. What a lot of people try to do is they fall in love with an idea that, you know, this is what I want to sell. You know, doesn't matter what people want. Like, I love this idea. This is how I feel people should do things. And yeah, I'll just keep on educating them until they do that. It's kind of a wrong way to do that, because first year I spent like that. I kept on trying, okay, I'll build what I think should be the way people. So it was supposed to be a platform to make education fun. And yeah, I kept on adding features. It doesn't work out because revenue was never like something which I focused first. So this product of mine, which actually ended up generating this 19,000 MRR, we were once at 29,000 also. There has been a lot of things happening in AI. It's kind of hard. But the point being it was something which is just happened as an idea. So to give you a context, I was building something called Sheet AI. Sheet AI was an add-on for Google Sheets. Anyone of you know Sheets add-on, like add-on which you use on Google Sheet? There is an add-on for Google Slides as well, add-on for all these Google products. So a few years back, I have figured out how to build on add-on. So I was like, I'll just churn out more apps here. Like I build Sheet AI, I build Magic Form, I build MagicSlides. So the way MagicSlides happened was I was building Sheet AI. It was generating 2000 MRR, and someone reached out. He was like, hey, can you build me a pitch deck? Now, I love coding, right? I'm like the guy who just sits down to the code. I'm like, pitch deck doesn't sound interesting to make, but can AI do that? Can AI make slide decks kind of thing? So just a curiosity, I was like, okay, let me try what can happen. Keep in mind, this is the time 3 years plus back. AI was not that good to give a response which is kind of structured. Structured in the sense, when you're building application, right now, the reason people are able to use AI to do stuff in agentic, you can say build stuff, is because AI kind of segregates the information. Okay, this is the title, so you can put that title somewhere. This is the description, so you can put that description somewhere. That time AI was not that good even to give that itself. Like I had to do 3-4 calls to actually get a right response, to structure a presentation where there is a title and a bullet points. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Like 1 week, I give it a try, build it, I launched it on Reddit. There was a whole kind of a fun thing happens on Reddit. Like Reddit is a very interesting platform. Like I have done so many launches there. I think Reddit is visible, right? Huh. So I have done a lot of launches. So at top you can see Google Sheets add-on which I launched. A lot of them will remove you, like, but yeah, it works out initially. But the point, this one actually got literally, I think 200,000 reach. After that they kind of removed. It was like official Google Reddit. Then I just keep on launching. But the point is that yeah, I built it, I launched it on Reddit. There was a quick fight as well with another competitor. So as I said, like I'm a very good developer, but someone also was building something similar. He came up and he's like, hey, you copied my code. And there, if any of you have seen the Marvel movie, there is this scene where he said, you copied my style. We were having that kind of fun. He was like pasting that emoji, and then other people. This is actually very interesting because same thing happened when I launched my first product. And whatever happens, now internet is a very simple place. More engagement, more reach. Okay. And with Reddit, what I feel was that really kind of made it kind of interesting in a way where Initially it was just a post, okay, this app does mix. Then someone else comes in and then there is something, something happening. People are interesting, okay, what this guy will reply, what this guy will So some fun was happening like that. But yeah, interestingly that happened, and then you know what, like I told, MagicSlide is what today. So I'll move on to the next one. So the point being ki the reason MagicSlide came into existence was because 2 to 3 years ago, before that, I built an add-on called Send Simple. That was my first extension for like this Google platform. It was a sheet add-on which will send email through your Google Sheet. So you have emails in your Google Sheet. I'll just connect your email, send all of them in bulk. I built it. I was like, okay, I want to learn this. But after that, I ended up launching more than 10 extensions. So there's something called Slack Notify. There are extensions which I have built, which are just staying there. This Slack Notify, for example, I'm telling. And it kept on generating around 20,000-30,000 rupees. For 2-3 years, I have not touched the code. So you just keep pushing things out. So the reason I'm saying about when you learn, for example, when I learned Chrome extension, I didn't stop at one Chrome extension. I just build, okay, whatever I feel like. My first payment for any product was Chrome extension. It was a Group Ninja name there. Similar thing, as I said, happened there was that someone else named similarly. So he was like, hey, you copied the code, this and that. And I was like, I didn't copy it, you can check in this. And then he was like, then he finally accepted, okay, yeah, I thought you copied because our names were similar. So I went on the group and I was like, he claimed this. So now what I'm doing is, anyone who is customer of his, I'll offer you 50% discount. So I just made it was a very random thing. I didn't plan it ahead. But it was just, I was furious, like, dude, why are you, without even confirming, you just kept on saying, oh, you're copying. So again, similar thing which you can notice, internet is a very simple place. They want emotion, they like emotion. Even with my content, I usually try to, have your emotions in your content. I feel major of the people just stand straight and had no emotion because they are trying to read a script or something. But yeah, the point of this basically slide is that you should put more, explore more places. I recently even explored Shopify add-ons. Again, nothing related to MagicSlides. One day I was just curious, okay, there is a platform called Shopify. There's a lot of people who are using Shopify. I haven't explored this place, why not? So I had one product which I have built called Click to Contact. Again, as I said, 25 products, so many things are there. So I was like, okay, I could have built that for Shopify. So again, I started a Cloud Code terminal, get started on it. It's working on the side while I'm working on some things, but explore, like open these new channels. What happens is people are so limited, I need to build a mobile app for Android. I have to build a mobile app for App Store. These are very saturated places, and the places which I'm suggesting, for example, Google Workspace, this is where people do the work stuff. Like you using Sheets not to play games, but to actually get some work done. If someone comes in and tells you that your sheet work, I can help you save like 30 minutes, 1 hour per day, per month, you'll be ready to pay. So literally, I used to teach on YouTube how to build mobile application, and I stopped building mobile application once I started doing these kind of things, because I realized mobile is the last place where people end up, paying. So I really suggest anyone who is starting, you should explore these different places, different cluster of people who are ready to pay for the things they have. Just build one thing, just build something very simple, just open that channel for you, because once that opens up, you'll be ready when some idea comes up and you'll be able to launch. Because if you don't open that today, once you will have that idea, it will be very much friction for you to, okay, figure this out, spend that time, that thing. So again, Chrome extension, Google add-ons, Google is a very big platform. This Google Workspace thing, I feel even I was not aware how huge it is. Like, so we have around 1 million installs for MagicSlides. I'll just show you. So as I said, we started as a Google Slides add-on. We had 1 million installs here. This is something called Google Workspace Marketplace. So a lot of people, as I said, building for mobile and this, I highly recommend check out what people are building here, because you'll find such a simple application. I'll show you something, other applications. And there's a very interesting story behind this as well. So you see this one is showing 81,000. This is again mine. So this Slack Notify. When I built Slack Notify, I was like, okay, this is just a webhook, which I call after a form is submitted. I can also call a webhook for sending an SMS. I can also call a webhook for Discord. So I just made 3 applications. Again, I don't know what people want. I just put it out there, and again, it does not require too much work for me. I just make some sample logo. I literally didn't even work much, but 81,000 installed this have, and this has generated a significant revenue. So the point being, explore new places, explore these places where you can get. I have also done one thing in these slides. I have added few things for you guys to do. So if you're someone who wants to make money from the internet and things, one thing you need to have a count of, how many buy buttons do you have on the internet? I mean, just think of that right now. Okay, like, okay, how many places are there? Because I feel people are like, hey, I'm trying to make money from the internet, but it's not working out. My saying is, do you even have an option for people to pay you? Because that was the problem with me. For whole first year, even God was like, I want to give money to this guy. He couldn't. He will be like, hey, dude, give me some option. Like, you don't even have a payment proper. You don't have like another page, right? Some option. Have some way for God to make your luck happen, because it will not just happen randomly, right? You cannot just fill it in your head. So yeah, keep a count in your head about you can right now take a minute and just think of how many buy buttons you have on the internet. And anytime you get this question, okay, hey, I'm not making enough money from the internet, just make sure to increase that number. So story, as I said, the first year was just building and no revenue. So when I reach home, I was like, okay, I know building, but it didn't work out. I tried to add every feature. Maybe the marketing will work out. So I spent 1 year, learn Facebook group growth, Facebook pages growth, and I also grew ManyChat subscribers. So there was a thing which recently came up of building messenger list. So I was like, okay, I'll build that. Nothing worked, zero money. I even built a blog called Beard and Biceps. I didn't even have beard myself that time, but I was teaching, and around I got 30,000 traffic from Pinterest. So even there, millions of reach, but again, zero revenue. So what happened was, there was a page called Charlie Chaplin World Fun. He had 2 million something followers on Facebook. He posted that, hey, I'm selling this page, and if someone is interested, reach out. My thought process was like, it's been 2 years. I'm not able to show revenue to my parents. And if I would not able to, it will be very hard. Every other day it becomes hard to. So I was like, okay, let me try. I'll talk to this guy. We had a discussion. I was like, if I buy this, I'll just sell some merch and I'll be able to get some revenue to show my parents that, hey, this internet thing works. Because keep in mind, my grandfather is literally farmer. My father is like government job. So their mindset is very simple. Business matlab paisa lega, fir paisa lene, fir aayega, fir paisa duga. That's the simple thing they understand. So my theory was very simple. Never take money from my father. Wo nahi karna hai. But this time it has been 2 years. I was like, I am not able to. Let me just try this. So when I talked with him, he was like, okay, negotiated $1,000. By the way, when I think about this, I realize how much depreciation of rupees has happened, because that time $1,000 was 35,000 rupees. And I'm not too old, literally, that there is literally 2018 or something. So because I was like discussing in rupees and stuff. And I was like, okay, 35,000 rupees I have to pay. I had one person who was like, he'll be my co-founder. He was like, hey, I'll handle manufacturing, you handle the marketing. I was like, okay. So the thing was, that guy who was selling the page, he was from Pakistan. So when I told about that to the family, again, mother was like, hey, he's from Pakistan, are you sure? This, and so I was like, no, we should not judge like that. Not everyone is like that. And yeah, he was like, okay, make sure payment is. So I was not able to directly pay. I paid through Dubai and stuff. But once the money reached, expected result to be blocked. Now the thing was, 2 years it was fine. Okay, no revenue. At least I had not taken the money from my father, but now I have taken. When another guy came into the picture, my uncle, real uncle, he's in this police only. So this guy was Pakistani, the first. The second guy came up and he's like, hey, dude, I can hack your Facebook page for you. I was like, it's mine. I have paid for it. Just, can you help? So he was like, I'll charge 3,000. I was like, that guy was from Pakistan. I couldn't, but my uncle is in police. This Indian guy should not be able to. Same. So within a week, like I had 2 of these instances where I was like, okay, I haven't been able to make money, not shown that. And now I have taken money also from my father, which I never wanted to do. So within 3 days, I applied to different jobs. I was just 12th pass. So I applied for call center jobs. I went to the first one and they were like rejected because I had 6 month experience attached. I have learned coding. They were like, you'll not. So I was overqualified. So I was like, okay, remove this. I'm just 12th pass now. So second place I applied, and there I got selected. This is basically me when I was going through the road. I just captured a photo. The badge is of 1.1. So basically, have you heard of Naptol? Naptol company, you might. So 1 point was like something like that. They'll run ads on TV, and I'm supposed to write their address down. So that was the job. And even there is a story. But yeah, so I started night shift. This whole call center journey is there. 4 months I did this. Then I had to get out because it was very humiliating in the sense where the guy was like, if I tell you you have to come till 3 a.m., you have to. Like, you don't have a choice. And in a way which was, he knows okay, it's very. So one of my friend actually got a job in a sales kind of way. So I was like, okay, I'll also apply there. 1 second. Water. So I applied to another place which is like Policy Bazaar. So I went there. I was like, okay, I'll give this interview. I have photos, but I haven't attached. But the point is that I went there and I showed him the resume. And what my father has done till then was, it has been like 2 years, right? Plus third year. Just 1 minute. So now father was like, okay, you are not listening to me. I'll get something started in distance. So I was like, okay, I'm going to the new place. Now I'll add that. So I called my father when I'm getting the resume done. Okay, what degree I'm doing? He's like, okay, I'll write that down. I went to the interview. I put it and he was like, okay, tell me who you are. So when I was telling, okay, so I was like, sir, I'm Sanskar. I'm doing, I'm thinking when I'm telling you. So I'm doing BCA. Like just, he got it. Like, so when I saw, okay, he got it, like I'm confused myself what I'm doing. So I went on a whole rant. So colleges are not teaching. I want to get a real world experience. So I'm here. That's why I'm this and that. He was not happy. Then I went downstairs. There was another guy sitting there. He had experience. So he was like, okay, what happened? Like, did you got selected? I was like, no, I didn't got selected. So he was like, just learn this. Sales says, first sell on emotions, then sell on logic. I was like, okay, sell on emotions, sell on, okay. He was like, apply again. So they had 2 different branches. The first one was like branch for this one, auto insurance. The second was life insurance. I went to the life insurance place. I was like, okay, this is my resume. That guy fortunately put the resume aside. He was like, sell to me. I was like, okay, sir, what do you want me to sell? He was like, sell me private jet. I was like, private jet? Okay, sir, how did you got to, like, how are we connecting? So he was like, I'm calling you. So I remember, okay, he told me that first sell on emotions, then sell on logic. So I was like, sir, if you're calling me, you're already sold on emotions. I just need to sell you on logic. So he was like, okay, good. So anyway, we got selected. It was a good job. Like Policy Bazaar was like, I was able to get a sale on my first call. Later on, it got little issues and stuff. But yeah, a lot of journey is there. I am thinking I should continue here before I'll come back to the story. So maybe I should complete maybe quickly. So then what happened was I did the job of this was call center sales job. I came back home and then I realized, okay, it has been I think afterwards 3 years now, right? I have made some money like call center job. It was 14,000 and then 16. There I was getting some incentives as well. But again, like I was like, okay, not good doing. What should I do? I saw someone share a post of sign in, sign up screen and GitHub code of that in an Android developers group. He got around 300 likes. I was like, I built for whole 1 year. Every single day my parents were not sure if I'm just spending the whole day like that or coding. I was like, they didn't understand. I was like, I'll also share here. Okay, so I shared the sign in screen of my app which I had. I made an account called, then the username initiated Indian App Guy. The Indian App Guy was the name of it. And I published it, posted it on, I got good appreciation there. I was like, okay. So far, nobody understood I do coding or someone was like that. So I was like, okay, this is good. I'm finally getting some. So I started sharing. I just kept on building for getting just the appreciation. I didn't care about money. I didn't care about anything. I was like, okay, people are appreciating. I want to share more. I started building projects. And this is how the whole YouTube journey started. So if I give you a quick glance. Yeah, so I'll just pause this. So I ended up teaching on YouTube. This video which I created, build Flutter chat app, this was basically like a messenger clone. I created a 6-hour long video at one sitting. So this is the kind of level of I was having very much fun here, by the way. But again, this time I got reached out by someone. He was like, okay, I'm hiring people. Will you be interested to join? I didn't want to do job, but he was like, hey, he has came from US. So I was like, okay, there's a chance maybe he can help me. I'll be doing something good. So I was like, okay, I'll join. That didn't work out well. Basically, this is where this whole thing started. So I was doing that job. It's kind of a bit. I'll open something. So I kind of was doing the job. It was so the thing was, as a startup, I was the only tech guy. I was building the web. I was building the mobile application, and they had 1-2 more things as well. So it became quite a lot of time spent. So I didn't had any time to build any of my own products. So I tried to get some time to like some evenings I had some time, this and that. I tried to capture that and build my own first product. And I did a launch. I did a launch in through a Facebook group. I think I will be coming back to that. This is from the first year of mine where I published that app. This app reached 10,000 downloads. It's around 2017. I was celebrating 100 installs. It was very like special time of thing where I was like, okay, hundreds. It was a huge amount at least that time when I just started building something and I saw that. So I added this to remind you that sometimes now I feel with a lot of funded startups, we get too much into like we need millions or this and that. But if you build right, you can even have some small amount of customers and have. So I added this to like remind you to just have that. Now with the YouTube story, I did not know the word monetization. So as you can understand from my story, I'm always trying to do something, but I haven't made money. I tried the marketing, I tried the building, I have tried to do this, even YouTube. Like I started educating, building courses, like 6-hour long courses. People were selling 2 hours courses, but I was not even monetizing the 6 hours. So the problem was not that I didn't know monetization, YouTube stats. The problem, by the way, I made zero from YouTube, no ads, nothing like that. The problem was I was too shy to charge. I feel this is also a very huge problem for a lot of people to value their time, their learnings, and it just feels like, hey, why am I charging? Like I want to do this for free. And what I feel, if at that time I was not shy, I would have been able to make more impact educating people, which I was not able to do because of course you'll be able to do, you have a life, like you have to make money, you cannot, government is not coming us to feed us or like something, we have to do. So whatever you are doing, if it is not monetized, you'll not be able to give it priority, you'll not be able to do it. So I actually ended up stopping uploading videos on YouTube because I couldn't teach people how to clone my app because I was just building now things, right? So I cannot. But the point is कि if you already have, so the thing for you to do through this slide was, many of you might also be someone who is shy to charge. So I want you to do something very simple. Go to Claude, go to ChatGPT, whatever you use, summarize some of your learnings, or you can create some sort of a video of Loom or something. Just try to build first buy button if you haven't already. Put very minimal price. I know it might sound high, but like just put 99 minimum. 9 rupees is nothing. But like put 99, just put a buy button. My first app, by the way, which I generated revenue, I didn't know how to code HTML that time. The YouTube, which I told you, that was Flutter, different technology for building mobile application. So my landing page literally looked like this: title, video, which was an embeddable video code I got, and then a PayPal buy button. I didn't even know webhooks. I didn't know sign up, anything like that. So yeah, the actionable thing which I want you all guys to do is anything, if you have any learning, anything, get your first buy button today. Now coming back to the story of 12 startups in 12 months. I feel it's fine now so far. Anything, I'm getting a little bit here and there sometimes. Some story kind of starts, then I get into that. But yeah, so this is me telling about, I launched and started that 12 startup in 12 months. So Peter Levels, he wrote a blog. I was like, okay, I'll do this because it actually worked for me, by the way. When I was doing my job, I literally didn't have much time. My first launch and the second launch was possible just because I had 3 days of Diwali vacation. If that was not there, I might not even have been able to launch. So I was literally working at, I think even in the videos I have mentioned that it's like 12 or it's like 1 a.m. or something like that, and I'll be like, okay, I'm building this and that. My first product ended up generating 30,000 in 2 days when I launched. So it was a lifetime deal and stuff. 30,000 was my salary. So I was like, okay, once it happened. Now, keep in mind, I was not making money. Nothing happened for I did some call center and other thing, but then I was finally doing some respectable job of like, developer and stuff. So I wanted to get back to it, but I was like, I cannot just stop the job because then what will parents think? So I said, okay, I have then one launched, I'll do one more launch. Let's see how it goes. Second launch, also fortunately, I was able to make 30,000. So I was like, okay, I can make at least this much per month. If I'm able to do this 2 times, at least per month, I'll be able to do 1 time and I'll be able to get the salary. That was the whole thing which kind of gave me the motivation to leave the job, because that time it got very tricky in the sense where, so the thing, as I said, I was the only developer there, literally only developer, whatever the funding was. But the point being, it was very much dependent. So when I told him I want to leave, he was like, you cannot, and this and that, you cannot leave in the middle of the project and start. He was like, I'll write something in your Aadhaar card. Just do something. We ended up, after a few years, we are now very at good terms. But I'm just saying that time it was very hard. So yeah, that was me creating my first buy button, which was the Chrome extension for group owners. It was a very simple Chrome extension. If you know about Facebook groups, Facebook group have an option. When you join, it will ask you questions. So a lot of people, what they do is they'll ask email there. So the extension was doing a very simple thing. It was like less than 100 lines of code. You can literally run it on the console. Like if you know about console, you can just run it there. It will extract the text and put it inside Google Sheet. Just that's all what it used to do. And that is how I made my first. And like the way I got my first sale was also very interesting. In a way, I recorded a video like this sitting here itself. And I went to a Facebook group which was related to my niche. So this was a Facebook group extension. So there was a group for Facebook owners to learn how to grow their Facebook group. So I went there and started messaging people videos. If you send link, you'll get banned and stop. So I started sending a lot of people video of me that, hey, I have built this. If you're interested, reply. One lady replied and I was like, yeah, I'm selling this and that. She was like, okay, I'm interested. Send me the link. I sent her a link. It was $7, but that is how it happened. So I feel a lot of people, like, even now I do this mistake, by the way. Like, I enjoy building. That is something which you might do. But if you're not going out there, putting yourself there, because I have talked with a lot of founders, right? They are doing very good revenue. Even then they'll be like, oh, I'm camera shy, I'm this. This dude was not looking good. This dude didn't had a setup. He didn't had a team to show. I mean, like the level, even I am shocked like how I was even comfortable to do those kind of things. I'll show you. This is like literally
like a free course or something.
This is me when I'm launching another product. I did a video. So these group. I was not in a condition. This is 5 years ago. I'm literally being a little shy to share, but like 5 years ago, I'm talking to the guy. This was like we did a live stream in the group. I was talking about the Send Simple app I told you about. I feel a lot of people are like, hey, I didn't have a funding. I don't have a team. People will judge me. People will not buy my product. If you're looking at this, I mean, I'm not at all professional where people will be like, hey, there is a carom board. He's definitely professional. I should buy from him. Like nobody have that idea. Looking at that face, it's like, okay, he's just a young dude, someone just trying to build. But this app did generate revenue. This app, other apps, all the things which I was generating. The point being, yeah, so this is Twitter. So the point being, just put yourself out there. A lot of times you are kind of limiting yourself. The only reason you're not successful is you. Like, any time in my life when I have said that, something else which is not in my control is the reason why I'm not being successful, I just get paralyzed because I'll be like, okay, I don't know like what to do. It's not in my control. I'm not able to grow. So always my thing was like, what is in my control which I can do to grow? Same story happened with my Instagram. So which I kind of learned, then face the same problem again. So what was the problem? The problem is if you focus on followers, you're like, hey, I want to grow on Instagram. And on a daily basis, you're checking your followers. That is not in your control. It never was and never will be. You'll have 1 million followers, still people will be like, okay, I'll unfollow this guy. things will happen. So I was just posting for the sake of it. When I was doing that, I was growing. Amazing things happening. Like literally in a month, I was able to grow 20,000 extra followers. I literally started in December, 300 followers. Today I have 50,000 plus. Now keep in mind, when this 50,000 thing happened, I suddenly got conscious. I was like, hey, I have 50,000 followers. Now if my video is not doing this much views, I'm not doing good. So I'll post something and then videos will not get that much view. I'll be like, so did something happen? Have I lost what I had? Like, what happened? Why am I getting less views? And then I got so conscious, I stopped even posting for a few days. And when you stop posting for a few days, you're breaking the streak. Once you break that streak, it's hard. So the point is, followers was never in my control. I didn't do that, hey, I know how to post a video and you'll get a follower. No, I just did the part which was in my control, posting. I could post more content maybe, that's in my control. I cannot increase the followers count, but this post thing I can. I have posted 10 videos in a day. I was like, I'll just post it. I feel one of the things which really helped me was the trial feature which came up. I think it happened in December only. For me at least, I figured that out that time. It kind of gave me that comfort where I'm like, okay, people are not seeing something until I'm like sharing. I can share, but it's not public in the follower space. So it kind of helped in the documenting, because again, I was also like, even though this is me like 5 years or 7 years, I still have done that. Even today I can get uncomfortable, because what a lot of people feel is you'll be one day wake up and you'll be like, now I'm confident to get on camera. That will never happen. Like, you just have to be like, I have to do it. Like, there's no other choice. Like, it is something which happened to me when I was doing this paragliding thing. I just literally, my sister, she motivated me a lot. I was saying, no, I don't want to. She was like, let's go. I was literally at the top. They took us with the car and stuff. I'm literally standing there and I'm like, you keep the money. I really don't want to. He was like, no, sir, I will keep. I was like, no, I don't want to. I just want to leave. But just that moment, once I got off that, then it was fine. Then I was just shouting, having fun. So I feel, don't let yourself stop there. If you do that one jump, then you'll be fine. Like, it's all in the head at the end of the day. Like, that guy, as I showed you the video before, I mean, like, I didn't had that kind of setup, or people are like, put lighting or put some camera good. Maybe I should have a buy iPhone, then only I can make videos. I had nothing of those nature, but I just got started. And is the basic thing which you can do, which is in your control. Nobody can stop you from posting. Like, even if you post a bad video, no one can come and like, people will comment, okay, but what else they can do, right? So just get started. So my suggestion will be like, if you are not doing like the content part, please do, because all of my journey, everything which happened, if I was not doing this camera thing, getting out of my comfort zone, because I was like, I am a dude who's like, just like coding, like I'm just sit down, don't ask me to, but I was forced to do a call center job where you have to listen to people, you have to, when it's not your mistake, you have to listen all their abusing and everything, you cannot even cut the call. So going from a guy who was so like wanted to be like just code 1 year, did that, to having been forced in that position and then having to do the content and everything part, I can tell you the only thing which is limiting is yourself. So just start, and there's no shortcut to, in the sense where, yeah, by the way, this is me, like I have a video of that as well, but this is the like text which I said in that video. Hey, I saw you are in this group, you're trying to grow community, I made this, are you interested? That's all. Like, no personalized page, just made a video and just blasted it out to a lot of people, because Facebook was not limiting that. And yeah, I found the people. Yeah, one lady said yes. Yeah, the pricing thing. So as I said, when you start building product, the pricing is very hard. You're like, how to price it? Like, even now it's very confusing. The point is, when you're starting, you make very small things so hard that you get paralyzed, in the sense that, okay, I don't know how to price, I don't know how to create content, I'll not be able to do it. So talking about price, the way I structured it, which made it very obvious, the competitors which were building a similar product were charging approx $19 per month, right, for that software. And when I saw, okay, this is just a Chrome extension which extracts the text, and for that he's charging $19. per month. I was like, I'll make it. So I made it and I charged it $7, as I said. Right. Now think of it from a buyer's perspective. You have two products. One is saying I'll charge you $19 per month. Yes, I have a team or whatever. I do the same thing. And then there's this dude comes up who's like looking like that, whatever. And he's like, hey, I'll charge you $7, but I'll give you lifetime access. Okay, you just have to pay once. It became so obvious for people to choose that because they're like, even if this doesn't work out, right, still I can go back to the product and I'll be only paying less than half of what it is. But if it works out, I could be saving hundreds of dollars per month. So a lot of people try to create the demand where they should kind of just go there and serve what actually already exists. The demand for products, the demand for different things already exist. If you try to create demand, you'll have to be a company like Zepto where you're spending thousands of dollars, thousands of crores to kind of change people behavior. As a single person, if you're trying to bootstrap company, I have never raised a single rupees. So if you're doing that, you don't have money, and even the time you have to have, like, you have limited time. You don't have two people. So that's the thing, like pricing wise, and you have to make sure what you do is priced in a way where you can kind of do that. I kind of lost thought here for a second. So the way I did was, there is a platform called AppSumo. Okay, AppSumo, think of it like as Amazon, but for software kind of products. You'll find very addicted buyers there. When I say addicted, I mean it, because I'll just show you one listing. AppSumo. My product has been listed on AppSumo for around 3 to 4 years, and there never have been a single month when there was zero revenue. And I don't work on this, by the way, it's not my main product. But coming to the reviews here, because they show you something very interesting. You see the deal bot count here, 157. Now, I don't know what kind of thing or what he's doing, but you will find this, like if you scroll down here, this other person bought 148 deals. Deals is basically the products they are purchasing. If you go more reviews and stuff, it will show you that. There is so many here, 148. This guy bought 60. There is some bad reviews also. But this guy bought 59, 33. But my point being, there are platforms which literally creates the hype and helps you sell. And if you can get listed here, they take a percentage, not like, I think they charge 30%. Sorry, 1 second. But the point is, these kind of platforms can really help you get your first sale. And by the way, the whole existence of this platform is that a lot of people are kind of fatigued with that I have to pay like a subscription. This platform kind of tries to focus on like lifetime deals. So you see, lifetime is written $69, $89 lifetime. People just come in here, create something which already exists, and just sell it for a lifetime deal. And people have made millions of dollars with a single launch on this platform. And I have also been, like, as I said, I have launched multiple products here. So it's a very interesting platform. And if you are someone who's like, hey, I don't know what to build, find something which people are charging monthly for, right? Try to always try to make sure that the product is like a feature. So when I talk about Group Ninja, it was not, hey, this is like a full-fledged application which has the group, it has, no. It just scrapes the text and put it in Google Sheet. It's less than 2 hours of work. If you can actually like code, or if you are someone like me, you can take 2 weeks. But I build it, whatever. But the point being, when you're creating your first product, trying to make money, don't try to spend months on it. Try to build something simple. Find product like that, build that, create a lifetime deal. Then there are Facebook groups. Even if AppSumo approval takes time, whatever, there are groups for lifetime deal which can really help you. I am really suggesting this because I was able to scale revenue of $10,000 just through lifetime deals product. With product like this Blurweb app, by the way, I didn't tell much about it, but this product is as simple as, you click something and it will get blurred. You see that? So there were multiple features, but the point was very simple. You click some element and I'll inject a CSS. There is a CSS property to make it blur. And yeah, it still gets sales every month. But the point being, I focused on feature. A lot of people were like, hey, you have this product, you should add image editing to it, add image thing to it or something like that. I said, no, like that's all what it is, blur web. You blur stuff on web. Then of course you'll find one problem here when you scale with lifetime deals. Sorry. When you scale with lifetime deals, the problem you face is you have a bunch of customers, but you'll always start with zero. That's why I actually decided 2 years back that I'll stop focusing on the lifetime deals and focus on the subscription product, because I wanted to build a team and everything. But still, even with lifetime deal, I was able to grow per month of $10,000. They do Black Fridays and every kind of deals. So you'll be able to scale properly even if you just did a lifetime deal kind of thing. Yeah. So as I was saying, when you're selling lifetime deal, a lot of times it's not just the cash you're getting a people list who bought something from you, who trust you. If your product is good, they're like, oh, this guy is there, he built something, I bought it and I can trust him. So the other product which I was talking about, Sheet AI, I use the Blur Web app list. These are the people who have bought from me. I send them an email that, hey, I have built this product. It's a yearly subscription, but this is the product. It was able to push me to that point where I'm like, I think it added 500 or plus. I did a Black Friday deal or something. But the point is, you already have some, if you have a product and you build a list, you can keep selling them. It's not like you just sell one thing and you're like, oh, I don't touch them, let's find new buyers. Once you start growing that list of buyers, it's very good. If you serve them well, so yeah, something which you can do is find some places. So this is, I have kept in mind that major of the people might not already have this list. So do the first thing which I did, go to a Facebook group or some other community. I did the Facebook group. Nowadays there are other places as well, but Facebook still kind of can work out. Go to there and find 10 people who might be interested in your product and send them a 30-second personalized video. So the theory of launch. Again, I feel building was always somewhere easier. I know, like I am building before the AI era and stuff. It was not easier in the sense that code easier, but if you want to build a company, coding was not the core part of it. Like as a developer side of things, I was always be like, yo, if I build the best product, customers will always automatically come. Like I was doing that whole year. Like how can I was, but like think of it, like a whole year I was like, if I just keep adding features, someday some magic will happen and people will be like, hey, we need to go there. But the point is, build was always the easy part, and today with AI it has gone much in a way where people are able to code much faster, build new things. You'll be able to see big products being replicated in days. Like, so it was never the main thing. And if you are someone who's kind of spending major of the time building, which is a mistake which I also do a lot of times, that is kind of hindering you for the success. Yeah, so when you're building a product, before even writing the code, I feel a lot of people kind of just build it for themselves. Like, so my brother, he's like in college and he's like, okay, I'm building something and I'm building something for myself and I like it and this. I was like, will you pay for it? You're a college student, right? You don't pay for anything. Literally, you try to find a free way to access Netflix content and you're building something for yourself. So the point being, try to build for people who will actually be interested to solve their problem using money, right? A lot of people have a lot of time, but if you try to sell to them, they'll spend a lot of time on your platform. They'll be like using your platform, but they'll not end up paying. A lot of companies, even from Bangalore, you can see there has been one funded startup I know about. There was a Blue Learn, I think was company. I don't want to name, but the point being, a lot of companies raise fund in the sense of creating community that will figure the money part out. But the customer, the person who you are trying to serve is the first main point. If you're trying to sell to students, you can try to build whatever you want. They'll not be able to pay. They don't have the money. At the same time, if you build something as simple, I said, like a script which extract the text from a page, puts it inside Google Sheet, you can make lakhs of money from that just because you're trying to sell to people who have a business. They can make money from what you're doing. So when you're building something, think who it is for, where do these people hang out? So as I said, the reach out part, and what will they pay to stop doing that? So again, there are two parts of things. Either you're solving a problem which already is solved, like a product, or if you're trying to change a thing which they do normally without AI and you're trying to do it with AI, realize if they will be actually looking forward to shifting that, like, okay, it is painful enough that they'll pay for it, not just will be happy to use if it's free. So there are a lot of channels. So when you're reaching out, when you're trying to sell, there are a lot of channels which you build. The first one is the audience you own. As I said, I was able to grow that Sheet AI app from start because I had a list of previous buyers. They had a trust in me. They have bought things from me. They knew that I'll not just take the money away or something like that. This is the highest converting thing. If you have an audience who have purchased from you, who you have interacted, especially the email list I have mentioned because the reaching option, like if you reach out, if you create a content on Instagram and you're trying to reach out to your followers, you'll not be able to reach out the maximum percentage of people, right? Email list is the only channel which had the most reliable percentage if you are doing it properly. Honestly speaking, this is not like once it scales, I was not able to figure out in that way. But again, it is very important. If you build a list of buyers, they'll be able to convert. I was able to convert initially, but there are a lot of tricky parts as well. So when we scaled MagicSlides, it has millions of users. So then it became a lot of tricky parts. But yeah, that is the first kind of audience which you can have. It will have the most conversion. Second, because you don't have this. When I started, I didn't have this. I started with the communities where people who are my expected buyers actually hang out. The third place is the launch platform. So I told you about AppSumo. Product Hunt was a very good place to launch and get customers. Nowadays, it's more of like just to add that number one on Product Hunt kind of thing. I have talked with a lot of friends. I myself stopped doing a lot of Product Hunt launches because even for people who planned it, spend money to hire a guy who helps them, even their experience with that was we didn't got sales. It was just a number. So my suggestion will be try to focus on platforms where you can generate revenue like AppSumo. Product Hunt is good for launch. I mean, like if you're new, like once you start making money, you have to kind of prioritize where you are going to serve next, where are you going to spend time next. But if you're launch on Product Hunt, there are a lot of places like that. Actually, I have a list of 100 plus places. So this month, I kind of finally became the guy who is not shy to charge. So I've been testing out things on Instagram. So what was happening was, for a long time, this whole time when I'm documenting, I was doing a lot of things. So you see, I was talking about 106 places to charge. This was free, by the way. If you have visited this page 1 month ago, I'll share it for free, not an issue. But the point is, there are so many platforms where you can launch. And this month, what I did was around, I think it was 10 or 20 days, not 10 days maybe. I was somewhere else. I went to Pune actually. I was meeting a friend. It was literally around 12:30, and I was like, hey dude, I have to make this guide because the way I was getting engagement on Instagram was, I was like, hey, comment guide, I'll share you whatever I have learned. It will be about me doing stuff, but I don't create guide beforehand. Only once I get engagement, then I'll create. So it's 1 a.m. and I'm like creating, and I was frustrated. I was like, I have been creating so many guides. It's getting out of hand to kind of prioritize this. I'll put a price to this. If anyone is actually interested, they'll pay or something. What ended up happening was like, yeah, few people started paying. So when that happened, this was my first month when I was like, okay, people are paying. Let me try if I can scale this. So I even tried running ad with Claude Code. Claude Code, why I'm saying? Because I have connected Claude Code. How many of you use Claude? Okay. How many of you have used Claude Code? How many have used Claude Code with Chrome connection? So if you know that it's very good at controlling the Chrome, right? And I am someone who was like, okay, I don't want to figure out how to do the ads thing. Can you help me? And Claude was able to help me run my first ad. I even started some things, and I was able to get a significant revenue from there as well. Like, but the point is, I was sharing that even for me it took a lot of time. I thought that charging for software was understandable, but for these products like that, I was like, as I said, 5 years ago, if I was this less shy, I might have been in the content in this option. But yeah, if you are someone who's like shy and you are like, hey, I don't want to charge people for whatever I'm sharing, just put a price. If someone is not interested, but that will give you an idea if you should actually further execute that. Because if you keep doing what people are giving you an idea, कि हाँ, they download it, they do something, but they don't pay, that shows an interest, कि they don't value it enough. And if you're prioritizing your time on that, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, the Reddit launch playbook. Now I have done a lot of launches. Numbers are not exactly the highest, but the point is, I'll show you Reddit. So the way I used to launch was very simple. One of the things which you will notice is I don't put links. Reddit is the place where if you put link, people will literally abuse you. Like if you are like trying to pay paid option, if you are trying to do that, they'll be like, how dare you try to sell something here. So what I used to do was I usually will put a video and then I'll try to personalize the title with the community. So product I only have one, but I want to share it with every AI community. So I'll be like, for Google, I'll be personalize it. I put artificial inside Google Sheet. If I would have been using something like GPT-3, run GPT-3 prompts in in Google Sheets. The point being, see how personalizing happening, even though I think the same video, yeah, 2 minute 90 second, 2 minute 90 second. So when you're trying to launch, make sure to personalize that to the community, because if you don't, as I said, they are very sales like against. I even got blocked for a lot of communities, but again, you should not stop promoting. I mean, if you are not promoting enough that you're getting banned from some place, you're doing it less. You should do it enough where it's like, okay, people are realizing you're doing more. So yeah, the channels which has worked, YouTube. So I did the launch on Reddit, but Reddit was not able to give me continuous traffic. What did worked out for me was YouTube. What I did was I created regular basis content around the features of the product. So recently it has been little less, but if you see, I'll show you. All these videos, we have around 5,000 subscribers here. This is a strategy, not like it worked out one time. So if I show you, I'll visit Sheet AI. I have done the same thing for other products. So this is Sheet AI using AI inside Google Sheet. If I open the YouTube channel here, you see 1,700 subscribers there. If I go down, I was doing the same thing. I was just trying to create content around what people are searching for. And this is not for this only, like I can just keep going and going. So I created one more, which is called Magic Form. As I said, once I figure out a platform, I keep on building until something works out, rather than trying to spend too much time into this. Was again like I figured out how to use AI inside Google products. So I was like, Google is taking too much time. I'll just churn out a lot of things like forms, Google Magic Form. If you're using Sheets, Sheet AI. If you're using Slides, MagicSlides. So this was Magic Form, and again, same thing I did. I think YouTube is linked here. And literally the thing which I want to show you is, if I show the oldest, my first video itself was able to get me 7,000 views here, and this one got 1 lakh. Literally, again, it was a very new channel, and it is all organic, by the way. I started ads this month only, and I haven't sold software yet. Only these PDFs I'm testing out. But the point is, this has been a very good channel, putting content on YouTube. The best part about YouTube is the compounding views. It's not just, for example, on other channels like Instagram or Facebook or other, you get a graph, even Reddit, you get a graph like this and down, dead. YouTube is one of the places, when I talk about Blur Web app, people still find it organically. I have stopped like creating content and such. If I go, I think Blur Web app is open. But the point is, because I created content around a problem which people still face, I'll just search. By the way, if you create AppSumo launch, there are a lot of people who create content on AppSumo launch because they get an affiliate commission, so they'll create a video for you for free. So all these people are just creating video without me paying them a single rupees. Yeah, so this videos you see here, they don't have too many views, but I was trying to solve a single problem. So this one got 19,000 views, but keep in mind, this is not a viral kind of video. This is very structured in a way which I want people to find who's facing this problem. And when they face that problem, even if you have 100 views and you're able to convert them, it's revenue. So again, I recreated few of them, hide on WhatsApp, and these are able to bring in customers and stuff. This was also helpful. I used to do like a review testimonial kind of video. Yeah, BlurWeb app was launched kind of 5 years. So coming to the second one, which is Reddit launches. So YouTube is the best because it kind of, 1 second. YouTube is best because it compounds views. Reddit is good for launches. Twitter kind of have worked. I mean, like only one of my launches was successful. So this was when, literally imagine this. I was like, okay, Notion doesn't have an AI. I should build something on Notion to use AI on it. I literally do the launch. I'll show you, I think it's still there. I literally did the launch, and within 24 hours, Notion did a post ke we launched AI or something. I think so for Twitter, if you open it like incognito, it shows the top post. One second, this one. I built a Chrome extension to plug GPT-3 into my writing into Notion, and this is like 2022. And literally on the same day, I think within 24 hours, Notion launches out of blue. But they had nothing. They were like, now we're adding AI. So I was like, okay. So yeah, Twitter is there. Then there is LinkedIn. I keep on documenting on LinkedIn, but the only growth when I did was when I was very aggressive about it. Aggressive in the sense, when I was growing on YouTube, I was creating these projects. What I used to do was I'll post something, I'll copy the link to the URL, and then send to everyone I have. Hey, I built this. Can you check it out and share your feedback? Hey, I built this. Send that to as many people I can. That used to generate a lot of engagement. I was able to grow there, but for product wise, I didn't grow much. I keep posting there though, because sometimes you never know how people figure out. And there is these theories as well that people don't buy on the first instance they see you, right? You have to, they see you multiple places. They are like, okay, someone trustable maybe. Pinterest is literally zero, I'm saying, because like I have tried it once long back for like a Beard and Biceps blog, but nothing else, like software wise I haven't. Coming back to the Gary Vee thing, which is document, don't create. When a lot of people are trying to create content, this happened like, so as I said, on December, I was like, I kind of figured this, I was like, I'll document. My friend, he's like a CA, okay? He have 2 lakh followers on Instagram. And the way he used to create content was, he'll sit down, record a script, and then he'll talk it, and then he'll be like, no, good. Once again, say that, and then he's like, okay, I'll say that again. Okay, so he'll record like that. And what happened with Instagram recently with their algorithm change, even if you have high follower count, if your video is not engaging enough, it will get like less views. So that time he started getting less views, around 10,000 or something like that, at 2 lakh followers. So, and when I am creating, keep in mind I have 300 to 600 followers. And I'm literally just holding out the camera like this, 0.5 opposite the camera, because back camera is usually good. I just be like, what are you talking about? So I just recorded the same thing. I was like, we'll have a natural talk like that. And one of my video even got 60,000 views. So he was like, okay, you are literally creating. So he saw how effortlessly I was creating. Again, not every video works out, but the point was he liked how effortless it was for me to just kind of do that. And he started doing that. He created a new Instagram. He was like, bro, I'm like, on this, I'm getting a lot of brand deals. So I cannot just keep posting on that. He started a new channel on Instagram. And now he's just doing the documenting part. And there he, I think recently only he crossed 6,000 something followers. And that too in 2-3 months. The biggest point there is though, he's not focused on followers. He's like, bro, I do the same thing. You are just like, daily I'll do 2-3 posts about what I learned, about what my clients experienced. And he's able to get way more clients from this new account than he ever got from the previous one. Because what happens is a lot of people try to chase views, and to chase views, you create kind of a viral content which doesn't have your personality in it. Like there's a reason Varun Maya can create a lot of videos of him talking about news, but if he doesn't talk about, come in and be like, I do this, I run this kind of companies and stuff, how will people even know what to buy or what, like, he'll just be a news anchor like, you do that. But only because people know, okay, I have seen him, he have done something, then they end up, okay, I'll buy something from him. So similarly now when people see the stories of what he's experiencing with clients, he's able to get very much conversion, even if 4,000 views, even if 1,000 views, he's able to get very much good conversion. So what I'll suggest is, followers is not in anyone's control and it will never be in your control. If you try to focus on it, you'll not be able to grow, because you'll be like, today it happened, literally because 20,000 growth happened, and when I stopped posting on this 50,000, 50K, I had a plateau. Even there was days where I'll hit 51.5 and then it will get 51.4 and I'll be like, I don't want to post, like what is this happening? But then again, I reminded myself that, you're not posting this to get viral or whatever. Let's say whatever the magic there was, it's gone, but you just keep documenting. And once I started doing that again, now I have 52, like I'm again getting back to it. But the point being, document, don't create. It's very simple. So this literally happened way too fast than I ever expected it, because I was documenting. I started in December, I literally had 300 followers in this. Even though this was an old account, I posted few posts, 10, 20. My posts never got more than 200 to 300 views. And I was like, they don't do work, they don't work well, I'll not post. But when I figured out this guy, I'm just posting randomly. So then this kind of thing can happen, because I was not worried if one video doesn't get views. I was like, no problem, I'll post one more. Like, it will happen. The good thing about the Instagram algorithm right now is, it is interest based. Interest based means you could have 0 followers, but if your videos is engaging enough and interesting enough for people, there are different metrics to it. Like in first 3 seconds, you're able to get 50% of people to retain or 30% people to retain. But I usually try to stay away from it, because more you go into it, you'll be so sad to see the graph go just down like that, because people swipe so fast, like you'll not even have 1 second. But the point being, you'll see recently, how many of you might have seen this guy, what is his name? Kunal, I think, Kunal Kamrani, no, not what Kunal. There was some guy, he was like, I'll teach finance, Kumar guy, na? Kumar method, yes. Imagine, like literally he grew to 1 million in what, like 3-4 posts, right? I mean, like for a guy who is thinking that, hey, I'll create posts and they'll get some views, I need to have followers to get views, you can just raise like that. And there are a lot of Indian examples to this as well. There are a lot of uncles which I have seen 60 years old, and they'll be like, this is my first video and I'm trying to do this, and they'll get views. So this is very interesting in a way where you never know which video will work, right? And you'll never get better at it overnight. You will just keep in putting the reps, and someday it will start compounding and you'll not even realize it. So as I said, creating products is getting easier, and the way to stand out is getting harder. The way biggest companies are being built, like Elon Musk guys, and you can see, these people are understanding that, and they're having built an audience. Like a guy like Elon Musk, he's not focused, hey, I'll spend more on ads, I'll spend here. He's like, I'll build an audience who follows me for my goal, what I'm trying to do. And even if I do 0 marketing and I just let them know, hey, I'm building car, they'll be prepaying for something which will come up 5 years or might not ever come up. But because they build that, I mean, I see Elon Musk going to a lot of movies and stuff, which used to randomly confuse me. I was like, dude, this is that guy running company, or why he's just going to movies? You might have noticed he's in, I think, Iron Man or other movies, even in TV shows, Big Bang Theory and everything. I was like, what is this guy doing? He's running a company, or he's doing? But you need to understand what happens is, once people build an attachment of like, I know this guy, I like this guy. When you're selling the same thing, they are more likely to purchase from you. So now when in the time of, 10 minutes, 1 second. Yeah. So now when people can really easily clone your product, the way you stand out is being yourself. Pricing lifetime deals, we have talked about it. The hardest feature was the price tag. We discussed how I priced it, half and stuff. Start with one price and button. Never confuse users. There are so many. More you confuse a confused mind never takes a decision. This is a very simple theory. If you confuse someone, he's not going to purchase. So try to keep it simple. I had a single payment button. Lifetime deal trade. Once you launch, it will be very good. Cash come in, but in the long term it's bad. In a way, if you have like something like an AI product where a cost is there. So that's why we never did lifetime deal for MagicSlides, but I always did for product where my cost was zero. For example, Blur Web app, I could literally sell it for like $1 or $0 because it was zero cost for me. It's a browser extension which works. So there was one option which I got where the guy was like, hey, I have a huge email list. I want to share a lot of licenses to them. So like, okay, just pay me $1,000. I give 1,000 licenses. It's literally $1. He approved it. He paid for it. It was like one of the. So early LED, my pricing. Yeah, the monthly pricing which I talked about. The accident which I talked about, that I got a pitch deck request on Twitter. Ship your product. I mean, like, I feel this is the playbook, but the point is very simple. Build something which you might be embarrassed. Okay, hey, this doesn't work. This has this downside, but just push it. When you push it with a buy button, then only you know people are even interested for you to even spend the time to actually make it good. So yeah, that's me 2018. This is recent, only 2026. And so yeah, I mean, like the point is like dreams I couldn't fund. So this was a BMW I saw. This is my car. So, but yeah. So the point is like a lot can change. I never raised a single penny for funding, and a lot of things happened, and that's basically it. Thank you.
First questions.
Yeah.
So hi Sanjay, my name is
Sanskar.
Sorry, my mistake.
No problem. Yeah.
Actually, it was very like I get that I missed the name.
No problem. No problem. I used to be called Shankar a lot of time. Teachers. Even after they are reading the name. So.
Like, more into this, I missed.
It's alright.
Really sorry for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, tell me.
Frankly speaking, whatever you say, it was like
Yeah.
my own journey. I feel this. Like last 4 months, I've been full time into this, and the product which I was working, I dropped yesterday only. And which you mentioned that initial 1 year you were like you were trying and
Keep on building.
fully you were thinking let's solve my own problem. I was also solving my own, but revenue was not there. And frankly speaking, Gary and Victor also mentioned do content, so you can see I'm already doing it.
Good.
My question here is the transition from what we were doing in initial 1 year to after the transition of getting revenue. How exactly, in terms of mindset or the learnings, which gives a transition that initial 1 year you just build it for your own or for the sake that you are not able to ask for money. Same problem for me as well. I've been running NGOs kind of thing, not able to get money.
Okay.
Because I was saying, I also feel now that I'm not more into asking for money.
Yeah.
I have this problem, I get it. So from 1 year of journey and when get the revenue, how exactly you change yourself, or what is the learning, or what is the thing which you change in self that getting revenue makes sense for you?
How do you remove that shyness basically of how to charge for it, or is it like change of mindset of after revenue?
I mean, the basic pillar you created in between after 1 year to getting the revenue or the stage you are.
I mean, I didn't make after 1 year also. 1 year I didn't make. After.
I mean, initial 1 year you explored, you solved your own problem, didn't work, then you were into job, right?
Yeah.
Now you got it.
2 years after I got job.
So from there, how you transition into revenue side of mindset and building stuff which creates revenue?
So basically, when I was doing the job, it was like kind of a third year, right? 1 year I tried building, zero. Second year I tried marketing, zero. And feeds that scam, had to go do the call center job for a whole year, actually 4 months and 8 months. So it was like kind of starting off the fourth year. When I came and doing the job, I finally realized one thing. I could keep on building, I could keep on marketing, but the end thing is very simple. Are people paying? Right? So mindset was just the thing I learned it very hard way. Like just think like after 3 years, it has been 3 years and I was like still not made a single money from the internet, where I have been trying for a lot of years. I was just frustrated that I was restricted by time, by the way, that I was doing a full-time job, so I didn't have much time. So I was like, I have a very limited time, and in that time I need to make something which can generate some revenue. So I tried to find a product, as I said, find something which a proven demand. For example, you're saying, okay, I'm serving NGOs and stuff. At initial points when you're shy to charge, you'll be thinking in that terms, okay, hey, if I want to make more impact, maybe I should make it for free. But from my journey of YouTube, what I have realized is when I tried to do that, it was kind of a negative thing for all those people who were depending on me, okay, hey, he's creating content. I couldn't do that because I was not making money from it. So the way I think you can understand that, hey, why I should charge is, only if you charge, you'll be able to prioritize enough to actually do the thing you want to, right? I mean, like, even if you are doing for NGOs, always keep in mind that I have 10 paid customers to one NGO. Have some sort of thing, okay, hey, I want to do that, but there's nothing in the, I can do. But the point is just, I was too much, okay, hey, I have seen what have not worked. So I'll just put the buy button now. I'll do nothing else, put more buy buttons in front of people until people start paying. So I guess, are you charging for your product? Make the gateway work, and make sure that is the first thing people start watching. Whenever they sign up, send them to that payment page. Even if you have a free plan, they can go there, but at least have the payment option. I'm saying this because I have experienced this, like, you're building so much and you're putting so much effort into it. All of that effort will go to waste if people don't pay. Keep in mind, because you'll not be able to pursue this for a very long time if you don't generate revenue. So if you feel this product is actually going to make positive impact, start charging. And if you face any of the payment or gateway or 100 different things which will come to your mind, there is always solution to that. Just figure out some simplest way so that you can accept money. For my friend, for example, the Instagram I suggested my CA, he got very confused. He was like, dude, I'm not a developer. I want to, charge my clients when they reach out to me. Can you help me how to make website? I was like, why do you need a website? You just give them your UPI ID. So when the auto DM works, just tell them, hey, here's my UPI ID, pay this amount, and WhatsApp me on this screenshot. I'll give you the whatever the point is. It worked out. On the same day, he was able to generate 4,000 to 5,000 rupees, which would not happen if he would have been started spending more time in the building. Hey, I'll build a website, then I'll add a video. You're trying to get into this loop where you're just creating. Forget about everything. Today, your goal should be just make that payment thing work. And all the people you have, the list you have, people you have been using, let them know that now we have a paid option. You can opt into this.
We'll take 2 more questions.
Thanks, sir. Very informative. So as someone who's thinking about going, doing this in my future,
Yeah.
I have 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
First one is about today, how much time do you spend on your past products versus what's kind of a ratio, right? Like how much time do you spend on your past products versus new ones? That's
Okay.
one. Second one is linked to your personal life. So I've heard that in India it's harder for people who don't have a payslip to get credit or to get, say, a visa, because it's always questionable.
Okay.
Have you had any experiences like that, or if you could throw some light on that?
Okay, so answering the first question, the products which I have built, like Blur Web App, Slack Notify, these kind of products, I think it's been years since I have touched their code. For Blur Web App, it would be 2 to 3 years more, and it has generated monthly more than 30,000 rupees at least. So now how I divide, it's basically like this, very simple. My first focus, my problem is actually on the opposite side, where I get this shiny object syndrome. I try to build a lot of things. So even today I spend a lot of time building new products, and I don't have like a specific divide, but the only time when I work on the previous product is when I get an email of it not working or someone facing some issues. I'll quickly just check it out. Other than that, I don't go and update, because the thing is, like, those products didn't have scale which I want. Like Slack Notify, it's just a simple app which helps you send a Slack message when a Google form submission happens. What else can I add? Like, it's just done for it. So I don't work much on it. I only work when there is like an email that, hey, this is...
Distribution you don't do.
No, because so what I realize is now at this position, I have another product which is converting much better. Every single second which I can spend there versus here, I should spend here, because I'll have a better conversion, I'll have growth better here. So as soon as MagicSlides started growing, I started focusing more and more towards it. So major of the times on main product, I still have a 10-20% of time where I try to explore new products. Even if I am not able to launch it or some things I'm same facing the issues where I'm like, hey, I should optimize this and do this kind of things. But yeah, I still spend 10-20% times on new, 80% of the time on the this main product, and then around like 60% on the main product, 70, and then rest of the time on old products. Yeah. They don't generate the major revenue, though, no, that's why.
What's the second question? Regarding, mainly it's about credit.
No, not a big issue. I have a private limited company actually. So as I said, with lifetime deal itself, I was able to scale to $10,000. Then I get a call with my CA. He's like, hey, if you cross 20 lakh, you should get a GST. I was like, acha, okay. If you're getting a GST, you should get a registered company for long term and this and that. I was like, okay, like we'll get a registered. So we have been registered for 4 years. Not at all issue. Like if you're getting revenue on a regular basis, bank will love to give you a loan. Like I mean, I have taken this personal and company both kind of loans, not a issue as such.
So I only had a concern about immigration. So my brother is in Canada.
Uh-huh.
He once did mention to me that
Okay.
it's harder because they usually attribute
Mm-hmm.
a payslip as a proof that you will come back, which is very silly. But
okay.
I just heard it. So
Yeah.
it's that nice to know.
I haven't gone outside that much.
Last question.
So
Yeah.
I'm Aditya.
Yeah.
Heard your zero to hero story and I was like, I'm very inspired. Now, my question is,
Yeah.
like you said initially when you were building tools, what would happen is you would name it similar or the tool itself would be similar to something that others do.
Yeah.
Very recently, what I've started doing is
Hmm.
to get ideas on what to build. I browse on Twitter and Hacker.
Yeah.
Hacker News.
Twitter is a very good place.
But the thing is, when I see a lot of companies or a lot of people who are building stuff and that whatever idea they're building is getting traction, what I see is people or some organizations are like trying to clone that product like immediately.
Yeah.
And like this happens within 24 hours.
Hmm.
To the point where like you are building something and they are cloning the exact same thing. And like you said, build small, build simple. So it's not a very difficult product for them to clone.
Yeah.
So like in this kind of environment, what do we do? Like,
So there is this guy, I'm forgetting his name. He does the YouTube documenting. Okay, like he'll share videos of here's what I'm doing, here's what he have a good amount of subscribers and stuff. People started copying his apps because he was exactly sharing, okay, this is what I'm doing in my app. My app is making money. People are like, it's a. So he recently made a video about this, and what he shared was that major of the copycats don't survive. That's number one. Number two is even if someone builds something similar, right? And if they're not spending the time on distribution, first of all, a clone will always be one step before you, right? They'll never be ahead of you. And if someone comes in who's like able to just make the same thing, the market is way too big. I mean, like I feel we kind of sometimes restrict ourselves. You know, the world is so huge. There's so much money. There's so much things now that world is not a place where only one person wins, right? This is at money. It's not like a class where only one person will get the first rank. Everyone, a lot of people can be. So even if that guy clones it and he starts making money, you can too. It's more of a proof only. Like he'll actually end up educating a lot of people who you can just come in and be like, hey, I'm good at this. And when that customer is comparing, they might prefer you. He spent time educating. So the point is very simple. First, never get worried about people are there. Copy meaning is basically other product exists exactly to mine, which happens with me also. Like, and it is a good thing because my first product, I was trying to build a new thing which doesn't exist. And what happens is when you try to build something new, you have to educate the market, right? It's always better to build something which is already working. So if someone is copying you, that's a good proof that they are, and if they get a traction, you just follow the same thing, how they are distributing, you do that. So never worry about it. The world is way too huge.
so you're saying like if we are building something and someone builds something similar, then it's an indication that your product is good. That is
He's betting on you. He's spending his time. He's spending his efforts. Okay, dude, I think this product has a potential. So that's more of like, someone spent his time rather than just visiting the site. He was like, I'm gonna build the same thing. Yeah, that's a good thing.
I think Sanskar will be there for a few minutes for people to ask
Yeah,
questions afterwards.
Yeah.
So in the meanwhile, thank you so much. Round of applause for him, please.
Yeah.
I I feel quite honest way to present whatever he have done. Like very few people does that. I think when I was actually asking him to like come and speak, and one thing definitely was he be very honest about what worked and what didn't work, and talk about what he had told me in the one-to-one conversation. I had already